Hello, so I'm gonna be baking a banana cake, and it's basically just everything here is just stuff I'm kind of throwing together. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. I really don't even have a cake pan. I'm using this, and it is very thin, and I don't know how this is gonna work out, but I'm gonna try and prove that you can kind of like get creative with anything that's in your kitchen. So yeah, that's the idea. So I'm gonna start with 2 eggs. Crack those bad boys. Don't drop your eggshells. And then you're just gonna give those a quick little whisk. Like, I don't even have a bowl. I'm literally using a pot right now to make this cake. So yeah. So yeah, you don't want to, you just want them to look a little whisk, because if you were making scrambled eggs. Okay, next I'm gonna add my bananas. The whole reason I wanted to do this is because my bananas went really bad, and I don't just like to throw away food. And I wanted to make banana bread, but I don't have baking soda, and I'm not gonna run to Walmart or the grocery store in a quarantine just to get baking soda to bake bread with. So instead, I have baking powder, so I'm going to be making a cake. So you're just gonna put your bananas in there. Yeah, this is really nasty. These bananas are really rotten, but that's what makes the cake extra good. So you want your bananas to be extra rotten. And if your bananas aren't, you can either add some lemon juice, kind of just like coat the banana in lemon juice, and it'll make it rotten faster, or you can pop them in the microwave for a few minutes and it'll make it mushy, or put it in the refrigerator. And I don't know if you ever like put your bananas in the refrigerator, but they turn black, and so that's another good way to get your bananas mushy. So what I'm doing now is I put them into the pan, and I'm just kind of trying to mush them in with the egg so they kind of make a mixture rather than just being lumpy. Like, you can have some lumps, but to really get the banana flavor through all of the cake, you kind of want this to be a little bit of like a mashed banana consistency. It kind of looks like applesauce right now. So yeah, like it just looks like applesauce. Yeah, this should be interesting. Okay, so now I'm going to add my dry ingredients, because my butter, make sure you use softened butter, because this is not very soft right now. So I'm going to add 1 1/4 cup of flour. That's my dog in the background. She has kennel cough, so she's in quarantine too right now. So yeah, you're gonna mix that up. It's really dry because I haven't added the butter yet. I'm gonna add some cinnamon. It didn't call for cinnamon, but I really like cinnamon, so I feel like it would kind of give it a really nice flavor. And then I have 2 teaspoons of baking. So yeah, as I was saying, I literally am using this liquid measuring cup to measure my dry ingredients, because where I am right now, I literally do not even have regular measuring cups. So yeah, I just went ahead and melted my butter, not melted, but softened it in the microwave. I put it in there for about 15 seconds because I didn't want to wait. So yeah, it's an entire stick of butter. Now it's all over the bowl. So now I'm gonna see if this combines any better. If not, I may end up adding some milk, because it is really thick right now. Get exactly what the recipe called for. So yeah, as you can tell, it's really, really thick. So I'm just gonna add like a splash of milk. Well, it's actually combining pretty nicely. So I think I'm okay without doing milk. I'm gonna try and get all of the mixture out of the whisk here. Use this. Yeah, if you're following along making this with this video, your batter right now probably looks really lumpy like mine does. But that's okay. This is probably gonna be a denser cake given it has the banana in it. If you wanna make it lighter, I recommend putting milk in it. And seeing if that helps any, or maybe if you have more than 2 bananas, use more than 2. That would kind of give it a thinner. And then also the thickness will also depend on how much you mash your bananas, if you got like a nice consistency or not. So mine kind of looks like this. I would call it maybe like pancake batter, I'd say, is what it's resembling right now. Kind of thick. Yeah, it's pretty thick. It's gonna be a thick boy cake. So I think I'm going to finish this recipe off with just a little pinch of salt. That's always good to put in recipes, especially when you're baking. Honestly, don't know why, I just know it's in a lot of things. Okay. Now for the fun part, like I said, I really don't have a cake pan. So we are going to try and see how baking a cake in this pan's gonna work out. You can see it's very, very thin. Number one thing whenever you're baking a cake though, what you always want to do to make sure that you're gonna get your cake to come out of the pan is you want to line your pan. First, you're gonna take kind of like your stick of butter and go across the pan like this. And literally just taking the stick, just rubbing it on the pan. Make sure you get the edges. Wherever you think the cake is gonna touch, make sure you get it. And then you want to add just a little bit of flour. It'll help it pull off at the end. So basically you just kind of put some flour on there, not a lot. And then just kind of shake it around the pan. It should stick directly to the butter, so it won't come off. Make sure it's evenly spread out. Don't have like big lumps of it, because then whenever you pull your cake out of the oven and you go to eat said cake, you put it on the plate, the bottom's going to be completely covered in flour, and that's nasty. No one wants that. So when you think it's evenly spread, kind of tap it. And then the excess flour that didn't end up sticking, go ahead and get that off of the pan. So it should kind of look like this. That's what mine looks like right now. Thin layer of flour. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my cake mixture in here. Hopefully spreads out nicely and I didn't make too much or too less for this little weird ass pan. I'm just gonna do that much just see how it spreads. The good thing about this cake though is that it is so thick that I don't think it's gonna go over the edge, even if it could, because right now it's just kind of all sticking together. Yes, we could use some more. In all honesty, you could probably, even if you had a oven-safe frying pan, you could put the cake in that if you didn't have a cake dish. Just make sure it's oven-safe. And again, that's my dog. She has kennel cough. We literally took her to PetSmart to get groomed, and she was in the kennel for maybe 10 minutes while we were driving back to PetSmart to get her, and she got kennel cough. Of course, there could be other ways your dog could get kennel cough, but we've literally never boarded her, never put her in a kennel that's of none other than her own, other than the PetSmart people putting her in there for 10 minutes after she finished grooming her until we got there to pick her up. So her vet seems to think that that was what caused the kennel cough. It's very unfortunate because it is very annoying and very hard to sleep with a dog that has kennel cough. But see, we're getting better. She's on an antibiotic right now, so we joke and say that she's on quarantine right now because every dog, if we take her for walks and, you know, practice social distancing, so there's still people that want Winnie to, like, go up and meet their dog, and we have to say, like, no, you can't unless you want your dog to get kennel cough. And then most owners are obviously like, I don't want my dog to get kennel cough, so they just leave, which is actually good though because it helps with the social distancing, because technically now when you're walking, if you do have dogs, you're not supposed to let them say hey to each other, because it's just a good way to spread germs, because they've pet their pet and it's got their germs on it, and then it goes and messes with your pet, and then you go back home and pet your pet. You're kind of getting their germs without really even knowing. Yeah. Here is what the cake looks like. Again, this pan is of maple syrup, some cinnamon, some butter, but we're going to soften it or melt it just a little bit. I'm gonna set this to the side. I'm gonna cream together my sugar and butter first. So I'm gonna do a tablespoon of sugar. See how that looks. And again, I'm literally creaming together my sugar and my butter in a plastic Tupperware container because I don't have any dishes right now. So no matter where you are. Sorry, that was the 8-minute timer for my cake. It's not done yet, visibly not done. So I'm going to leave it and let it continue to bake. Again, this is not easy creaming this together in a Tupperware, but it's getting creamed, so that's good. If you have a stand mixer at home, bless you. This probably looks idiotic to you right now. Okay, so that's pretty much where I want it to be. I'm gonna throw it into the container that already has my maple syrup and cinnamon. And now I'm just gonna whisk that. Like, get some muscle power in there. Again, this would be so much easier if I had a stand mixer.